Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a complete masterclass on AI graphic design mastery. Specifically, we're breaking down how to create social media posts and build a bulletproof content calendar using AI. Sourced directly from Training with Naveed, we're going to discover exactly how to go from absolute zero to completely mastering these AI tools for content creation. Whether you are totally new to this space or just looking to really streamline your digital workflow, this explainer is going to show you how to leverage artificial intelligence to design posts, map out content, and ultimately build a pipeline that you can actually monetize. It's packed with actionable steps, so let's jump right in.
So right off the bat, you might be wondering, can you really sell AI-generated designs on places like Fiverr or Upwork? It's totally the elephant in the room whenever we talk about automated creation. But the source material for today's explainer makes one thing abundantly clear. Yes, you absolutely can. Literally, these marketplaces are filled right now with freelancers offering social media design services. And the big secret? The top performers are heavily relying on AI to do the heavy lifting for them. The ultimate goal of our explainer today is to show you exactly how to turn these automated workflows into a highly profitable freelance service. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the AI design ecosystem, then move into mapping the content calendar. After that, we'll break down the actual post creation workflow, pivot over to generating video with Meta AI, and finally, close out with monetizing your new skills. It's a complete start-to-finish syllabus.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the AI design ecosystem. Okay, so before you can build the house, you got to know your tools, right? In the context of graphic design, AI models, and particularly large language models, or LLMs, are essentially your new creative engines. As our source points out, these are systems where you just input a text prompt, maybe a voice note or some basic instructions, and boom, they spit out ready-to-use creative assets. You really don't need to be a traditional graphic designer manually drawing vectors anymore. Instead, it's kind of like you become an art director, guiding the AI to produce the exact assets you need for your content strategy.
So what actually makes up the modern designer's tool stack? Well, the source outlines a very specific ecosystem of tools that give you the absolute best results when you combine them. We've got the heavy hitters like ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, and Claude. Then there's Meta AI, which we'll definitely talk about more in a minute, alongside traditional staples that have now integrated AI like Canva. And finally, there are premium paid options out there like Lovable. But here's the thing. The real magic happens not by just relying on one of these, but by combining the free and paid tools to get a truly flawless professional output.
Look, you wouldn't use a hammer when you need a screwdriver, right? For generating text copy and creating your static images, your go-to tools are going to be ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, and Claude. However, when you pivot to video creation, which is hugely in demand right now, the source highly recommends leaning on Meta AI. Meta AI is uniquely effective and specifically optimized for generating short video ads based on static images. Knowing exactly which tool to pull out for which medium is really half the battle here.
Moving right along to Section 2, Mapping the Content Calendar.
We've got the tools down, but before we generate a single pixel, we desperately need a strategy. You just can't manage client work effectively by flying by the seat of your pants. A professional content calendar absolutely has to track a few essential elements. You need the specific post date and time. You've got to have the core topic and the exact trending hashtags. You must link the associated generated image, note which social platform it's actually intended for, and crucially, you have to track the client approval status. Doing this, even if it's just manually or in a simple spreadsheet, ensures that when you actually start prompting the AI, you have a rigid, organized plan to follow. Honestly, it's what separates the amateurs from the true professionals.
Which brings us to Section 3, the Post-Creation Workflow.
Now for the really fun part. We're zooming in from that big picture strategy to a micro, step-by-step practical case study of actually building a Facebook post using AI. The entire workflow basically boils down to these 4 highly structured, super easy to follow steps. First, we get the client's asset. Second, we generate a highly optimized prompt. Third, we use that prompt to create our image. And fourth, we finalize and post it. Let's break these down one by one. Sound good? Okay, so a hugely important detail for step 1 is the file format. You start by heading over to your client's website and grabbing an image of their product. But, as our source explicitly warns, you absolutely must ensure this image is in a JPG format. If you just grab some random file type, the AI models might totally fail to process it correctly. If you can't easily download a JPG directly from the site, just use a web-based image extractor tool, or even take a screenshot and convert it yourself. You just really need a clean, standard asset to feed into the machine.
And that brings us to step 2, which honestly is where the secret sauce lives. You don't just go to the AI and say, make a nice picture. No, you go to ChatGPT and you give it incredible specificity. You provide the exact product name, the client's website name, the target demographic, like the US market, for example, and explicitly ask it to generate trending hashtags. You are basically asking ChatGPT to write the absolute perfect, detailed prompt that you will then use to generate the actual image. It's literally AI talking to AI.
Once ChatGPT hands you that meticulously crafted prompt, we close the loop. You take that text prompt, along with the JPG product image you grabbed back in step 1, and you feed both of them directly into an image generator like DeepSeek or Gemini. The AI is going to read that perfect prompt, look at your client's actual product, and synthesize a brand new, visually stunning graphic, complete with a perfectly tailored caption and those trending hashtags. From there, it's just a matter of copying, pasting, and publishing straight to the client's Facebook page.
All right, section 4, generating video with Meta AI. Client demands are evolving incredibly fast right now. And while static images are great, video ads are currently commanding the highest engagement and, quite frankly, the highest freelance rates. The workflow for video is super similar to what we just covered, but with a slight variation. You'll open up Meta AI. First, you ask it to generate a short script and a prompt specifically meant for a video format. Then, instead of just feeding it one image, you attach several product images to give the AI way more visual context. Finally, you execute the prompt, and Meta AI's media generation features will actually process those static images into a dynamic, short video advertisement that is just absolutely perfect for social media reels or stories.
Now, I want to share a fantastic, really in-the-weeds tip straight from the source's practical experience. Sometimes when you hit generate, Meta AI just kind of sits there. It stalls out. Don't panic, and definitely don't think you broke it. These servers just get incredibly busy. If it hangs up or fails to generate the video on that first try, just simply refresh your browser page and submit the prompt again. It's a really minor hiccup, but knowing this ahead of time is going to save you a ton of frustration when you have a strict client deadline looming over you.
And finally, the big one. Section 5, monetizing your new skills.
We've got the tools and we understand the workflow. So how do we actually make money from all this? Well, when you jump on a platform like Fiverr or Upwork, it turns out you don't actually sell AI prompting. You sell the final result. You can list yourself as a social media post designer, an AI video ads creator, or even a commercial ad designer. Clients are actively out there searching for these specific services right now. They don't necessarily care how the sausage is made, they just care that you can consistently deliver high-quality, engaging content for their brand.
Because the real value proposition you're offering is the finished, polished package. Think about it. Anybody can open ChatGPT and type out a messy, basic prompt. But by combining these tools, using ChatGPT for the perfect prompt, Gemini for the image, Canva for the final layout tweaks, and organizing the whole thing in a structured content calendar, you are delivering a massive, high-value service. That professional multi-tool workflow is exactly what allows you to command premium rates in the freelance market.
So, we've covered the whole shebang. The ecosystem, the strategy, the step-by-step image and video workflows, and exactly how to package it all up for clients. The barrier to entry for professional graphic design has literally never been lower, yet the demand for digital content just keeps skyrocketing. So I'll leave you with this final thought. You have the tools and you have the workflow. The market is out there waiting for you. What are you going to create first? Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.